Hi everyone, and welcome to my Tuesday's Tool Tips. Today we'll be doing a Emboss Resist card using the Elements of Style flowers here, and we'll also be using the Happy Birthday sentiment from the Celebration Elementary Elegance stamp set, which is free with every $100 order in Australia. So I haven't made this card yet, so you're watching me make this and it's a process, that's for sure. So I've got a Whisper White piece of cardstock, and what you'll need is a heat gun and your Versamark ink pad and your clear embossing powder. I keep my embossing powder in a container and a little spoon inside to show that so it's easy access for me to tip back in. Okay, so using the big flower stamp, I'm going to put that on its back and I'm going to ink it up. I did re-ink my Versamark ink pad to make it nice and juicy. It is a big stamp, so I want to make sure I get all it inked up properly. Now the Emboss Resist technique leaves a glossy texture on your cardstock, and it's a great way to pop up your stamp. So just stamping it nice and firmly down. Okay, then lifting it straight up, grabbing my clear embossing powder. Now why I've used Whisper White cardstock, because it is a smooth cardstock and it's easier for me to ink it up and burnish it, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so taking that out, any excess powder, like that. Heating up my heat gun, just giving it a couple of seconds to heat up. Okay, then I'm going to Okay, I'm not too sure if you can see that. I'll just do this a little bit. So it's actually glossy. You probably can't see it, but I'll just let that cool for a couple of seconds. In the meantime, the colour I'll be using for my ink is going to be a dye-based ink, and it's going to be Wisteria Wonder. Okay, you can either use two types of sponges. You've got a finger dauber, and then you've also got a sponge that Stampin' Up sell in a circle that you can just cut up in quarters or eighths. So I'm going to use the sponge and I'm going to work my way out. Just circular motions. And you can see the image really starting to pop and come alive. Okay, so I'm going to colour the rest of the cardstock up, and I'm just going to fade it out because I don't really want it to be too white on the ends, but I want to fade the colour out. And then once you're finished, you just grab a tissue and you just wipe over the image, any excess ink because it makes it pop even more. Like that. Isn't it such a beautiful stamp set? And it really features in on the actual stamp. It makes it really pop. Okay, so you can fiddle with that as much or as little as you like. Okay, so now what I've done is I've used the Sizzlit die, lots of tags, and it comes with all different types of labels. It is fantastic, and I'm going to so I'm going to be using this one here, and I'm going to coordinate it with my curly label punch. I was going to use a circle, but I found the curly label and thought it would give it a go in trying it in this die cut. So let's have a look what it looks like. Getting that in there, center. And grabbing my snail adhesive. Oh, taking the lid off. Centering it in there. How cute does that look? Oh, I need to center it a little bit better. Let's have a look. Oh, there you go. I'm pretty pleased with that combination of Sizzlit and Punch Out. So all I'm doing now is going to start piecing the card together. I think, well, I'm going to use the Tafetta ribbon, the 3/8, and I'm going to just snip the sides off. Put some snail on either side to help put the ribbon down. Like that, then snail the rest of the cardstock down. And see how I've actually used the middle of this Wisteria Wonder cardstock, just so I didn't waste the cardstock. You're not going to see it, see? So you're not going to see the back of it. And then I'm going to stick this down on Whisper White. Snailing it down. My Whisper White cardstock. And then I will do a little bow. Do I do a bow? Or do I stick this? I might just stick the sentiment in the middle, just pop it up with some dimensionals. Just like that in the middle. It's a simple card, but I think it really, the image and the heat embossing and the Emboss Resist technique really bring a wow factor to this card. So that's another technique to use. I hope you like it, and look out for my Thank Card It's Friday tutorial. See you then. Thanks for watching.